Ben Kensell, we're delighted to announce you as the new Chief Executive at Hibernian Football Club. First of all, tell us, why Hibernian? Why is this the right step in your career?
Fantastic club, great tradition, great history, big club as well. That I felt when I came and talked to the owner and looked around, had lots and lots of opportunities. So to take it to the next level. So for me, it's really exciting, unbelievably passionate fan base, which I'm really looking forward to sort of almost getting to know. And it's famous for all of the right reasons, and it's a club that I can't wait to get started to work at.
Tell us about those conversations with Ron about the ambitions for this football club and how you can play a part in that.
Well, firstly, I think one of the most important things to me is the relationship with the owner. And we have one of the best, in my opinion. Some of the conversations I've had have been fantastic in terms of how he wants to move the club forward. And I think the future's very, very bright. Obviously, I've got to come in, I've got to understand the landscape, I've got to understand a little bit more about Scottish football. But we've got a great manager, we've got a great setup here, and the foundations are very strong.
Yeah, like you say, the foundations are strong, and there's a real emphasis, isn't there, to grow the brand in Edinburgh and further afield than that as well.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's where the opportunity comes in. It's on many different levels, but one of the things that really appealed to me was size of the club, but the opportunity to take it to that next level. Ron feels that way as well, and I think we can work really, really well together. I understand that there's really good staff in place across HTC and here at Easter Road, so looking forward to getting going, looking forward to really getting into the detail and moving forward.
I can imagine when you come in as a chief executive, there's lots to understand, like you say. But summarise for us in terms of your goals, short term, medium, and long term, what you want to achieve here.
Well, I think short term, ultimately, we need to be bringing fans back. It's not just a challenge for Hibs. It's been a global challenge. It's very, very important that we bring back a full crowd to Easter Road to really cheer the lads on. I think it's been a really, really tough time for all, so we're really cognizant and aware of that. I think also for me, it's about getting to know the club. It's about getting to know the fan base and being collaborative and understand fan groups and get out there a little bit more. It's understanding how we can move forward and what priorities we want to move forward with as quickly as possible, and then others that we need to really phase and look at perhaps over a more short, medium and long term. And for me, it's hard to, on day one, explain where we want to be in, say, 3 to 5 years' time. But one of the qualities that perhaps I bring is perhaps a more strategic approach to the growth of the club over the more long term. And culture is a huge important thing to me. So, I want there to be a really collaborative approach to how we do things here at Hibs. So whether that's across both sites, it's really important. And I want to involve the fans in that as well. So.
Yeah, and you've had 16 years of elite sport experience. How will that help in this role?
Well, I think it helps massively. Every club is slightly different, but I believe I've got the experience to sort of really help the club out. But I'm going to need everyone pulling in the same direction, whether it be the fans, whether it be the players, the staff. It's a team effort. It really is in football, and it's not about one individual. So for me, yes, I might be leading the club from that perspective, but actually I've got a strong team behind me, and we'll make sure that we can use that to move forward.
Yeah, and you mentioned wanting the fans to come back and have a full capacity here at Easter Road. Obviously, we are still in the midst of COVID-19. That must make kind of starting the role a little bit challenging almost to understand the differences, I suppose, in Scotland and the regulations here compared to England, but also the effects it's had on the club and how we can come out of that.
Yes, yeah, like I said, it's been a challenge for all, but for me, hopefully we're coming out of that. The number one priority is ensuring that we bring all fans back, not just to Easter Road, but actually across football in Scotland and England. It's not been the same. Fans without being in the stands, it just doesn't feel the same. It hasn't had the same impact. It's the beautiful game that we love, and that's got to be the number one priority over the next few weeks to ensure that we can bring fans back as soon as possible. And let's look forward to a really, really exciting season with them back in the ground, cheering the lads on and hopefully being successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the football pitch, it was a successful year last year, the most successful one we've had in 16 years. I suppose in terms of you coming into the club, that's got to be really exciting that the club is on an upward trajectory.
Yeah, I think foundations, like I said before, the foundations are strong here. And for me, it's about building on them strong foundations that Ron and the team have put in place. And then understanding strategically where we're moving forward. We do have a good set of staff here. We have a very, very passionate fan base. What we now want to do is have a plan to move it forward, invest wisely, and ensure that we carry on moving forward based on them great foundations that's already in place.
Yeah, and you touched upon Scottish football. Obviously, it is different to football in England. How much are you looking forward to embracing the differences and the culture of the game?
I love Scottish football. I was actually I have been a big fan for years, and anyone that's had any kind of conversations in close quarters with me would always say, you're quite keen on Scottish football, are you? You follow a lot of teams up there. I now follow one team, and that's Hibernian. But from my perspective, it's been a wonderful opportunity to come up here. I'm definitely a Scottish football fan, a football fan in general, and I think it's fair to say that I'm not a supporter of a big club like a Premier League club. I have a lower league club that I support in England personally, but no, I'm a massive fan of Scottish football, and the success that Hibs had last year on the pitch was fantastic. And once again, we've got to build on it. Jack did a great job, rewarded by his contract, quite rightly so. The players all played their part brilliantly, and I think moving forward, we've got to use that as the springboard to continue, because that shouldn't be the exception. That should be the norm.
Absolutely, and like you say, this role will be a challenge, but for you, I can imagine that's something that you want to embrace.
Absolutely, yeah, no, love a challenge. I'm incredibly hardworking, collaborative. I'd like to think I'm quite transparent, and we've got to move forward together, like I say. But it's immensely exciting for me to be appointed Chief Executive of this great club.
It's great to have you on board, and good luck at Hibernian.
Thanks very much.